Yeah. Da da da. AOMA.
And call you guys.
You ready? A country with an island vibe. I swear I had an eyes. And yeah, we just down all night. Mixing the 5-year Kabisa with eyes. So Tony got the whole place hype. And we celebrating life. Coffee in the morning, so we toast it. Say we just fine iron, but emotion. No, we ain't boasting. No. Oh no. Oh. I ain't going nowhere. I love this place. U-I-N-A. Oh no. Oh. Welcome to Moko Moko. Oh, yeah. Oh. Every country want friendship, like the village on the East Bank. But you can't hang if you ain't gang. For my first interview, I tell police gangs. And I brought the bag, my passport and got a stamp. You can't dance abroad if you can't dance a yard. We gon' catch it when it's good, cause we say when it's hard. Not for them, live in country and people don't spend it long. Them man of them is fraud, not for them sell the land. We pay rent on another land. When Guyana got a lot of land, but they blame the government. But this nation got God cover us. Blessing on everyone, listen brother man. Put 2 and 2 together, don't listen to the one. Some of them just like alcohol, heap of stuff. Anywhere we go, we just run. Buy this a GT boy, yeah, we got the team with blood, so. Oh no, oh. I ain't going nowhere. I love this place. G-Y-N-A. Oh no, oh. Welcome to Moko Moko. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, a country with an island vibe. I swear I had an eyes. And yeah, we the down all night. Making the 5-year Kabisa with our eyes. The Tony got the whole place high. And we celebrating life. Coffee in the morning, so we toast it. Say we just fine iron, but emotion. No, we ain't boasting. No, oh no, oh. I ain't going nowhere. I love this place. G-Y-N-A. Oh no, oh. Welcome to Moko Moko. Oh, yeah. Oh. A country with the island vibe. A country with the island vibe. This is a country with the island vibe. A country with the island vibe. I swear I had an eyes.
Let's bow our heads and place ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Dear Lord, we stand before you in humble prayer before we start this program. We realize that without your blessings, we would not be able to succeed with the plans we have for this activity. Bestow your grace and divine wisdom to all of us present here, so we could cooperate and enjoy camaraderie and love for the greater glory of your name. Bless also those we have left behind our homes. May you grant them peace and happiness as they go about their activities. Bless people around the globe that they may enjoy peace and the goodness of your love. We ask all these through your mighty name. Amen.
The children are very important to me. I do not support the strike because they're important. Exams are coming up. And on the other hand, the government has been doing so much for us. Presently, we are collecting cash grant so that we can enable our classroom to be conducive and child-friendly. And there are so many other opportunities for teachers in this country. For example, the Gold Scholarship, scholarship at the University of Guyana, and several other things that you can name.
I don't really know how the teachers feel. Right? Everybody gets the right to do what they want, a strike. If they want to strike or they come to school, I decided to come to school. Every year our salary increase, but I'm speaking from my opinion, my perspective. Every year there's an increase. At Christmas time we'll get an increase. So I started working in 2000 for like 16,000, and every year my salary keep increasing. Last time the HM collected a cash grant and she bought stuff for our classes. Yes, all the classes benefit from that. Well, yesterday I received for my class. I received 105,000 for the children in my class, which I will be spending to beautify my classroom and make learning more fun in the classroom.
GTU, they don't do anything for teachers. I don't know if they have a few that they are benefit from, but GTU, they done nothing for teachers. There is nothing GTU do for teachers. We don't know if anything. I've been here for so long. My mom passed away. No. I know of all the teachers that apply. When the parent passed away, GTU never give anything. It's Teachers' Day. They're taking your money. Teachers Day, they don't even offer you anything. If they want you to get a get-together, you got to pay extra money to purchase your food there or lunch or whatever. A games day, yeah. But they never offer you a bottle of water. GTU, maybe I'm not too much aware of it, but to me, the strike is all about GTU, the members up there. They want to benefit a lot and not the teachers.
I don't think the union represents everybody. From my experience, because they didn't represent me and I was paying them dues at the time. I've been paying dues, I still pay dues. Also, when you have bereavement, the union don't reach out to you. They only reach out to their executive members and family when they have somebody passed away in their family. My son died a few months ago and I did not see the union anywhere. The union did not reach out to me.
A pleasant good night to everyone that are now locked in on this episode of The Wrap. I want to say a special thank you for being here once more, as we normally do every night from 7 to 8 o'clock. For those who are tuning in, a special good night to you and your families, and by extend your loved ones. I'll ask, as you tune in on the live, I'll ask you to share it as we normally do. I'll ask you to share the live. Invite your friend, invite your family, because tonight there's a lot of information to be put out here. Well, I don't want to burden my program for the last couple of days. My program was focusing more on the strike and teachers in general, because we know that is what we are dealing with in the public right now. But there is other information that people need to get. And tonight I will be speaking on some information as it relates to agriculture, because persons are asking and persons need information. But before that, I still need to highlight some of the issues as it relates to the present situations with the teachers in strike and the GTU by extent, because I believe it is time that persons should be aware of the political strategy by the GTU slash PNC, who is out there misleading the teachers and the general public by extent. So I would like to take this opportunity to share with you a little interview by the Honorable Joseph Hamilton, who is the Minister of Labor. So if you didn't have the opportunity to um, view this interview here, I would like to share it with you, and then we will go into discussion just after this interview. So do enjoy and gather the information, and we can go into discussion.
Thank you for joining us here on the National Communications Network. My name is Shukwan Gill, and I have with me in studio the Minister of Labour, the Honorable Joseph Hamilton, to discuss some recent events happening right within the vicinity of the Ministry of Labour. Minister Hamilton, thank you so much for joining me.
Okay, thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
Yeah. Minister, today we saw the protest take a different location, and a protest occurred outside of the Ministry of Labour. Apparently, they are requesting your intervention in the mediation between the Guyana Teachers Union and the Ministry of Labour. What have you gathered or garnered from all of this that is ongoing and the request to get yourself involved?
Okay, so we begin from where we made a point, that is Ministry of Labor, writing the Teachers Union that, listen, as far as we understand it, the two parties are still engaged. The PS of the Ministry of Education was shocked that they were seeking, they were calling on the Chief Labor Officer to enter into this conversation to mediate and conciliate when they were still engaged. Whilst the letter was sent, there was still engagement. As Minister Manikchand said, up to Wednesday, Thursday, before the strike happened, during when they sent out the missive threatening a strike, they were still engaged with the Ministry of Education. And that is the point the Public Service, the PS made since last December, that they were shocked. They're calling for conciliation, mediation, when they were still engaged. The two parties are still engaged. So I learned since yesterday that they would have moved their protest action from the Ministry of Education to the Ministry of Labor, and subsequently this morning I learned that again. What was important today is that if you look at, and when people review the footage coming out of what transpired in front of the Ministry of Labor, you would see that maximum politician and political type impose themselves on this protest or this picketing exercise. So you had senior politicians who were part and parcel of the protest. The first set of people that arrived at the ministry in front on Brickdam were PNC types, some of them in their green UPNU t-shirt, and a lot of them that is known professional protesters, so to speak. And so it was more PNC, UPNU, AFC dominated, controlled protest activity. This morning they spent about 3 hours there, and that is the point we are making, that the Teachers Union got to decide whether indeed they are representing their members, or whether they are doing the political biddings of the opposition. And so far everything that they have displayed suggests that this strike is not about the negotiations between them and the Ministry of Education. So now I suspect that they are seeking to have the Ministry of Labor enter into this conversation to mediate, but our position stands the same, that as far as we know, the other party has indicated and continue to indicate that we are still in discussions. They put before us 41 items. We have honored 60% of it. And some of them are thorny issues that we have to work through, procedurally and otherwise. One of them is a request to grant 13 duty-free concessions to executive of the unions, which is a no-no. That will. So I suspect that the strike will take a different turn on Monday, like it has started today, where the focus will be now, in my view, the Ministry of Labor. Because I suspect the GTU, they have found themselves in this box. And they would be pushing to have, hopefully, the Ministry of Labor, the Chief Labor Officer, extricate them from where they find themselves. Of course, you would know issues that got to do with the teachers and the payment. All of those things are coming now. Today is what, the 9th? So I suspect even teachers individually are paying attention to payday that is going to come and what has transpired as regards what their likely pay will be. Because as I have said before, and I reiterate, if you abandon your post, your employer is not obliged to pay you. You have abandoned your post. Why would they pay you? And let me make this point again, because people are attempting to treat this controversy differently to other activities in the labor arena. This is an employer and representative of employees like any other strike. And I want people to understand that. So the procedure as regards the labor laws and labor relations procedure, it has not changed. It cannot change. It will not change. It can't change to satisfy one sector of the population. The law is for everyone, and it speaks to what are the procedures, how you get from point A to point B as regards the labor laws and labor relations issue. What must happen to kick in number 2? What must happen to kick in number 3 and going down? And if you reach this stage, I think we're at number 4 stage of arbitration. That is not an imposition by anyone. The parties can impose arbitration on each other. Neither can the ministry. It is 2 parties, after all the phases are worked through. And everything is lost as they see it, both sides. And then for that. So we can't rush. And people apparently, they believe that if they come and scream long enough in front of the Ministry of Labor, and the minister and the chief labor officer will take action, that will not happen. Because our position is, and it was borne out today, that this activity is a political activity. It might have started where teachers indeed were prosecuting their grievance, but this now is a political activity. And the people, I'm sure when you look at the video footage, you will see the people who were spokespersons outside the Ministry of Labor this morning, or the political types.
I mean, I wanted to ask you specifically about that. At one point, you hear that it's not a political strike, and then on the other side, you see several political activists controlling and being at the helm of these actions. What do you really make of that?
Well, it's not new, you know. Look, the PNC, APNU, whatever they call themselves, the fact that they cannot present themselves as a government in waiting, they have to create conditions for confusion to stymie development and progress. That is what is happening here. It's not, however they do it, with whoever they use as pawns in the little play. Opposition parties that are worth their salt, they always present themselves to the population as a government in waiting. The programs, plans, and everything they have. This opposition bunch, they see themselves as people who work to create confusion. And by whatever means, they will do it. And that is what is playing out. It's not the first time we have seen this being played out in this country. We have become accustomed to these matters, I suppose. And that's why some people, some teachers, a lot of teachers understand it that way. You would see teachers making the point this morning, some of them allowing themselves to be interviewed, that I don't know what the GTU is. They have never done anything for me as a teacher, even though my money is deducted and going to them. I have had difficult circumstances. They have never come to my aid, to my assistance. As teachers are saying that. And therefore I have seen no reason why I must support this GTU strike. Another important thing, when I was coming here, I am reading the Demara's post about interview with the first vice president of the union, who's a total pathological liar, because he is saying that all their financials are up to date. The last report of the ministry, last financial report, had the Ministry of Labor is 2004, 2 decades now. They have not submitted, as the law require, their financial statement to the registrar of trade unions. So this guy stood in front of the camera and lied. He knew he was lying. Because you will know, yesterday the vice president spoke to this matter. Yeah. He spoke to this matter with documents in his hand. That they have failed. They have not done that. And the law required that they must do that. So for 20 years, they have not done that. And, the law speaks to failing to do that. What should happen?
And that is exactly what I wanted to ask you. What are the consequences that come from
well, if I pay strict attention to the law talks about any trade union that fails to submit their audited financial statement to the registrar of trade union can be struck off of the books. That's what the law says. So these people are shameless that they would lie. When you have the documents, you have the information before you. He says they're okay. That's what he told Shabral. They're all right. I just spoke to my chief labor officer that he validated what he is the person who has all the documentation regarding all the issues around here as regard registration of trade unions and who is reporting and who is submitting audits and so. I think it's the last audit report. The last audited statement from the GTU was 2004. We're talking about 20 years ago. So he says, the guy, that apparently they don't have an obligation, because he's saying once we go to the general members meeting and we tell them of how we spend money, that is some total of what we must do. And I mean, the ignorance is so terrible that this young man, whoever he is the first vice president, and he have no understanding about his responsibility. He's saying, okay, once we go, rightfully or wrongfully, we present some numbers to the Congress, that is the end of it. He seemed not to understand. To qualify as a trade union, you have to be recognized by the Trade Union Recognition Board as a process. And for you to qualify, there are some stipulated things. And when you qualify and they give you a certificate, they require that you must do things continually. So that is another lie that they have put out there that I have to respond to, so that people will not be taken in by these falsities from these people.
So going forward, Minister, as you said, you expect these protests to take a different turn in the new week.
Yes.
Just for reiteration's sake, what is the position of the Ministry of Labour, the Chief Labour Officer, and yourself in dealing with these protest matters that may continue outside of the Ministry of Labour?
The Ministry of Labour position remained the same like it was last week. It was when the strike started. Listen, the intervention you're asking for us to do, we're not at that stage yet because the parties are still locked in conversation. The other party has been acquiescing to your demands. They have already made good on 27 of 41 demands you made. So you can't properly say there's a breakdown of talks. You cannot. But the GTU, they have some specific issues that they want to champion. That is executive. One of them is all of them want duty-free concessions. Imagine, just think about it. And I'm talking to teachers here. These people really care for you. That here they come to negotiate on your behalf. And in the package, they include 13 executive members must get duty-free concession. The government must grant that. Are they really negotiating for the teachers or for themselves? And those are the questions teachers, they have to ask themselves. Now, the Coretta McDonald has said that the issue about teachers being out of work and the issue about they are likely not to be paid is a non-issue because she has corporate sponsors that will support them to ensure teachers are paid. I heard some people chanting about somebody got their back. So, that kind of thing. Let's see. Let us see. The law is for everybody. And the Ministry of Labour, the Minister of Labour, the Chief Labour Officer, we continue to hold strictly to what the law says. And that is where we're at before the strike began and this afternoon, 9th of February.
Minister Hamilton, I want to thank you so much for spending the last few minutes with me discussing and detailing all that is happening in relation to the Ministry of Labour. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pleasure being here.
You've heard from the Minister of Labour, Joseph Hamilton, and we hope that you continue to tune into the National Communications Network as we continue to bring you live updates on current events here in Guyana. With that being said, my name is Shaquan Gill. Goodbye for now.
All right. I guess that was a long interview, but it was well put together and it was needed as well for information's sake. So, guys, once again, thanks for being here. And I know that interview would have taken up almost half of our segment, but it's important that the information get out there. And I think the minister was very precise and accurate in the information that he disseminated, the information that he shared out there. Because I know a lot of people do not understand what is actually happening. And even to the teachers, I believe some of them now are realizing that they have been used or they are being used as a political tool. It is a strategy to distract the corruption by the GTU/PNC. And, one of the things that really touched here tonight that hit home for me is you can say since in 2004, the GTU have not made its financial declaration to the commercial registry, and that alone can speak for itself. Because you're talking about over 20 years of no declaration of a financial statement. That alone speaks the corruptions of the GTU. Now, let us say, technically, you have you have, let us say technically, you have, let me get my calculator and give you a breakdown. So I heard Coretta McDonald publicly saying that it's over 16,000 teachers. I was made to understand today it's just over 13,000 teachers, right? So I'm going to say, let us calculate the minimum of 13,000 teachers, right? Times $700, $700 um, a month. So you're looking at roughly at $900,000 a month the GTU is receiving, right? That is for union dues. That is 9 million. No, sorry, let me correct that. $9,100,000. That's what they are receiving on a monthly basis, and calculate that by 12 years. So you have 9,100,000 times 12. That is $109,200,000, right? So you're looking at, let us say you're now looking at $109,000,000, 200,000 times 20 years. Right? Let me see if I have that correct. Time 20 years. Wow. The number so long I can't even pronounce it. Right? But it works out to $2,184,000,000. So calculate that for 20 years. Just calculate that. You're looking at $2,184,000,000 for 20 years, and there have been no financial declaration by the GTU. And you know what? On the law side, technically, the GTU can be dismantled for that. You understand? The GTU can be dismantled for that, because you imagine you standing to represent people. You standing to represent people, and you're not even legally in place. You understand? You're collecting monies on the teacher's behalf. You understand? And that is why I want persons to understand. People are saying the Ministry of Education decided that they will withdraw. They will withdraw from collecting any other or making deductions from teachers' salary on behalf of the union. It wasn't any form to spite anybody, but it's because of these same records, because the ministry don't want to be involved, because this is considered to be fraud, right? You're making deductions on behalf of a body that is illegal. Technically, it is illegal. So I'm hoping that these teachers can understand. I'm hoping that our teachers can understand the position that they're in. You understand? I'm hoping they can see for themselves clearly that this is a political gimmick. This is a political distraction to distract them from the real issue, which is that they are being robbed. You understand? You paying your money to an organization or to a trade union who cannot legally represent you. And that is why I support the government's stance in not choosing to sit with the GTU. Because how can I sit with you to discuss? How can I sit with you to negotiate when you are within the wrong, when you are not even legally bounded to represent a mass proportion of people or a mass proportion of public servants, which is the teachers? You understand? So I support the minister, what he said. The minister and the Ministry of Labor will maintain its stance and stay its course. So we have to understand, and our teachers have to understand, this is a plan to distract them from the actual event. Because why? They know that this is coming down to elections, and they know they will be exposed, and they're trying to use the teachers now, right, to distract that. They're trying to use the strike to distract that. Coretta and the others driving the big fancy vehicle, the Lexus, we've seen that. We know it's something in the air all the time. People fed up hearing it, but we have to keep highlighting it to let persons know. While you're out there and you complaining about $10,000 per month for transportation, Coretta McDonald is driving a big fancy Lexus, latest model. Think about that. You're looking at the government with ministers. I've been looking at a protest here in Linden today, live on TikTok, and they're talking about Priya prayer in AC room, and they in hot room, and prayer in AC room, and they in fleas, and prayer driving fancy vehicle, and they gotta pay fares, and come on. You have to understand, you cannot compare yourself as a public servant with a minister. If you want to have those kind of benefits, then you have to work towards it so you can become a minister as well and benefit as well. So you cannot compare that. Compared to the people who you are paying your monies to represent you, to negotiate properly for you, and they're not doing it. They're full in their pockets. Look at the interviews earlier by those teachers and parents. They have said it on many occasions. There is no proper representation. For a matter of fact, there is no representation whatsoever for them by the union. One teacher who's also a parent indicated in that interview, she said her son died about a month or 2 months ago, if I'm not right, about 2 months ago, right? And the union didn't even visit her, much less to assist her. You understand? So we have to understand. And for a matter of fact, now we teachers, you need to open your eyes. Y'all don't bother with the public and who bash y'all and Larma bash y'all and these things. I have the right to speak my mind as a parent. And I can continue to speak my mind as a parent, whether the strike finish or not. I will speak my mind. But let's put aside that and let us deal with the real issue. The real issue is that you are out there in the hot rain, in the hot sun, and the rain, and the pouring rain, fighting for an increase of salary when you don't have no form of representation. The people who you entrusted to represent you or to represent on your behalf for a negotiation and for an increase of salary, they're the one who are ripping you off, not the government. Be fair, be honest with yourself. Compare from 2019 to 2024, and you have almost 19% increase in salary. And not only salaries, you have salaries and benefits attached to it. So we have to be fair enough. We have to be fair enough to reason this and trash this out. You understand? So one teachers, Mike Bickham is saying teachers have already received 36.5% increase since 2020. Teachers, y'all need to get yourself together. Don't be used by the GTU. It is time you represent yourself. Because these people, it is clear that the GTU is incompetent. It is clear that the GTU is a fraud. The GTU / PNC, it's a fraud. They're just there to dig whatever you have in your pocket, to dig it out clean. I want somebody here to show me. I want a teacher here to tell me what have the union done for you since you were a teacher, that you can say that I benefit this from the union that represent me. Think about it. Nothing. All the increase of salary that the government has given to you from 2020 to date, you understand? This wasn't the union's request or the union's representation. It was the government's good heart and goodwill to see that you are in need for an increase of salary, and that is what you have today. The union didn't ever oppose the government and say, oh, teachers have to get this. Anytime the union chooses to oppose, it becomes political, or their intentions, it's pure politics and it's political, and it's more for their personal benefits. Think about it. They were fighting under the APNU. The GTU fight under the APNU to have duty-free concession. You understand? And they did not get it. The former Minister of Education told them very clear. She said that will not happen. Right? That will not happen. And let me, look, everything I speak, I have the evidence of. Let me just run that little clip for you from the former Minister of Education and listen for yourself.
For teachers. And so as a ministry, we agreed to the 100 duty-free concession per year. You know that will cost the government, because that would have been money that they'll be earning through GRE. But we agree, because it's important. The union asks that the executive of the union, the executive, not the teachers, must get duty-free concessions and so forth for themselves. I said, you were here to represent the teachers, and I did not agree with them on that. Because I believe they should be representing the teachers. That's my view. I don't know what the teachers believe, but I can tell you what I believe. So I didn't agree to that. The union said...
So you can see for yourself. There you have the former Minister of Education said it publicly here. And she spoke at the forum where teachers were there. So you can see the GTU, even under their own government, disagree to give them duty-free concession. Because why? The government of the day at that time, and even this PBPC government, would have seen that the GTU, it's all about personal benefits, personal gains, and they have no interest in the welfare of you, the teachers. And these are things that the teachers are supposed to open their eyes to. You are being used. I call on all teachers to just take a step back and assess this for yourselves. This is a time when we as parents, when our children of this country need you. And this is the time you choose to be used by a group of people, a group of gangsters who choose to use you for their own personal benefits. And here what they're fighting for: duty-free concession. How will that benefit you? How will that impact you as an individual, as a teacher? You understand? All right, let us say they were fighting for duty-free concession for all teachers. Then I would say something, okay, that would be something to put into consideration, because we know it's hectic for teachers to have transportation to get to school and all these things. We understand that. And I think the government would have put some form of consideration into that. But these 13 members, they are looking for duty-free concessions for themselves and not for you. And you heard Nicolette Henry said it there. She said, I believe that you should be representing the teachers, not yourself. So teachers, y'all need to understand. Y'all need to open your eyes and see for yourselves. The time for battling with us and you are over. We spoke our mind, and we highlighted what was hurting us as parents, as well what is hurting you. You shared your view, and we all share it, and that's it. We voice our opinions. But let us deal with the issue that is before us. And the issue that is before us is that you have a 13-member body who is selfish and just looking after themselves. They don't have you at heart. Think about that. So, I take a step back on highlighting certain issues or bashing, as some person might consider it. But I'm going to deal directly with the gangsters that calls themselves the Guyana's Teachers Union. Every single one of them. So once again, guys, I want to move on. I want to move forward in these discussions. I will end the discussion with teachers. I will continue to press on the issue with the GTU. Let us move forward. Now, yesterday I would have made a post, and again, I want to clarify that I uploaded a video this morning to make some clarifications as it relates to a post that I made yesterday. And I said, I displayed some seats, and I said, for those teachers who have an issue, or I think I said who's complaining, I can't remember what's the word exactly that I used, about $70,000 in groceries, I want to make you an offer. I have 1,000 packs of seeds available. For those who are interested, I can make them available for you. That wasn't in no form to insult or degrade or to embarrass anybody. Everybody knows that I advocate for farming. I advocate for farmers. Everybody knows that. My entire family farms, from myself right down to my little baby. I teach them that. I teach them that. Now, why would you take that personal? You know, why would you take that personal? People got so personal. I don't want to go into the comments that they went to, but I left it as that. You understand? People talk, oh, let the government give we land. Oh, teachers have to work 24 hours a day and all these things. Let me tell you something. In survival, you have to make sacrifices. You have to make sacrifices for whatever you need in life. You have to fill in the gap. All the space, that all the blank spaces, you have to fill them in. You know, one lady called me today. I'm hoping she's on the program tonight. She called me today. She said, Kevin, she said, I like that the video that you put up there. She said, it's exactly what I do. I don't have yard space. I rent a house. I rent a place that I'm living. And she said she cut little plastic bottles and she fill it with the soil. And she have every bottle. They have pak chai. They have okra. She have cabbage and all these things. You know, you have to improvise. Nobody don't have to come and teach you that. We know that vegetables or greens, we call it, in the market are very expensive. It is very expensive. And by you putting something in the soil can eliminate by far some of those expenses. And that money can be used in a different area. Or it can be saved. So I don't understand why persons getting personal in that. I don't understand why persons are offended on that. You know, they went so far attacking my family and all. But I don't care. Let me tell you something. There is nothing, and I want to make that very clear here tonight. There is nothing that you, any one of you who's coming after me and attacking me in social media, there's nothing you can say to move me. Let me just block this person, some Evelyn logo. Why these persons always come in here with a I want to advise persons who see this link at the bottom, don't click on it. These persons are always coming here with their fake accounts and trying to get people into their scams. So don't get yourself involved in that. I've removed it so person cannot be trapped in it. Yes. So I made an offer to persons today, and I want to make that offer to you again tonight. What I will ask persons to do, because there's a number of persons that are reaching out to me who are interested, and I made these offers to teachers specifically. And I can tell you a lot of teachers already made contact with me, and some will be having their seeds tomorrow. Some will be having their seeds by Monday, Tuesday. I will be out of the district for the weekend. So if persons in Linden are trying to make contact with me, I wouldn't be around, but I will try to make some arrangements but you will have access to your seeds again. I have a whole this might look like a little plastic bag, right? The reason why it's tied up like this is because I try to secure it from too much of air, right? But like I said on the live this morning, I have numerous pockets of seeds, right? Numerous, all kind of seed that you think about. And if you're interested, what I want you to do, instead of send me a long message, just send me your number in Messenger or message me directly. What I will do, I will create a WhatsApp chat group, and I will name that group the Guyana Small Farmers. And you can look out for that group, the Guyana Small Farmers. And I will add you to that chat group. It's a WhatsApp chat group, and we will communicate. So for those persons, if you don't have a smartphone, you can message me directly, right? But if you do have, send me your number or message me directly. Just say, good night, I'm interested. That's all you have to say. Good night, I'm interested. And then I will add you to that chat group. The name of the chat group again is the Guyana Small Farmers. And we will communicate from there. And I can make arrangements for you to have access to your seeds, right? And I want to say to persons, let us make use of this. There is so much happening. There is so much to offer, especially in the agriculture sector. And we have to take advantage of it. We have to make use of it. Everybody can sit down and talk about oil, and oil, that's what they're talking about. The revenues of our oil is being used for massive growth and development in infrastructure, education, health, sports. This is not like what APNO wanted to do. Take the money and give everybody $1 million. Yes, that would be good. You think I wouldn't glad for $1 million as well? Huh? But tell me something. How will $1 million benefit you for 1 year? I know plenty of persons here will spend out $1 million in a day or 2 days, the most. And then what happened the next 11 point something months of the year? What happened when you go to the pharmacy and you don't have drugs? To the hospital, you don't have drugs. What happened to our teachers? How will they get paid? How will they get a raise of pay? What happened to the nurses? How will they get a salary? You understand? Will you look after yourself? What happened to the doctors? What happened to the police force? What happened to the army? How will they get paid? We give everybody $1 million. What will happen? Think about it. Sometimes we have to think and think constructively, and don't be misled and misguided by what is actually before us. Yes, $1 million. Yeah, I think $1 million is plenty money. Years ago, $1 million, when you hear somebody got $1 million, is enough money. But I can tell you $1 million is no kind of money. With my size of family, $1 million will be spent in 1 day. Right? So don't be misled by Glenn Lal. Glenn Lal is a full madman, a full lunatic who talks a whole bunch of trash with nothing properly to represent it. That's what he is. And telling people, oh, Guyana is rich and we could have $1 million. Come on, people. Come on. We have to think more constructively. We understand. The digits is there. The numbers sound plenty, but it makes no sense. You cannot sustain yourself and your family with $1 million for 1 year. You cannot. Because if the government decide, okay, we're not gonna go into a budget, we're gonna give everybody $1 million or $2 million. Let's say $2 million, and we just rock back. What will happen? Think about it. Think about it. So, persons again, just inbox me your number or just message me directly on WhatsApp. I will add you to the group, the Guyana Small Farmers, and you will have access to these seeds. And I can tell you these are quality seeds. The This is not them old seeds, like I said this morning. These are quality seeds that is being provided by the government of Guyana through the Ministry of Agriculture. And I must say to you, I cannot leave out saying to you that this is compliment. These seeds are a compliment by the Minister of Agriculture himself, the Honorable Zulfikar Minister, who, the Honorable, I got it mixed up tonight. All right. The Honorable Zulfikar Mustafa, who is the Minister of Agriculture, this is on his behalf. So for persons who are interested, more so for the teachers as well. I want to focus more on the teachers, but I will try as much to assist other persons because I know a lot of persons reach out. I can tell you from this morning to this afternoon, I have received over 100 messages, persons who are interested. And I will try my best to make it available to you based on your location. And seeing that we have a large scale of persons who are interested, please, I want you guys to understand, I can't give you 100 packs of seed. But what I will do, especially for those persons who are not teachers, I will try to make available to you at least one pack each. We have watermelon, you have celery, you have cucumbers, you have tomatoes, you have mustard, you have pak choi, you have shallot, and you have squash. So you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 10 packs of seed, 10 packs of different seeds. And you can see the packs are loaded, right? It's not a little bit. I know you can multiply from this, right? So for those persons who know, most persons that contacted me, it's not large-scale farmers. They said they want to do a little kitchen garden or who already have kitchen gardens. So feel free to contact me again. Message me on WhatsApp. I will add you to that chat group and we will communicate from there. Before I go, also, I just want to leave this little clip with you as well as it relates to farming as well, especially for the persons in Region 3. Please be informed.
Residents and farmers of Region 3 were informed that the region is slated for massive development in the various sectors as a result of this year's $1 trillion budget. This assurance was provided by Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa at several farmers' meetings in Best, Clean Port Drawing, La Jalousie and the surrounding communities on the west coast of Demerara.
We are looking at the construction of the gas to shore project, energy project. When that project comes on stream, the benefit there will be tremendous. We already have a lot of development taking place in the oil and gas sector right here in Region 3. We have the artificial island that were built recently.
Region 3 will benefit from the construction of a state-of-the-art hospital, educational facilities, the new Demerara River Bridge, and the Schooner to Crane 4-lane highway, among others. Given the scope of all the developmental transformation across the country, Guyanese are set to benefit from many long-term opportunities. In this year's budget, there are increases in the education cash grant, old age pension, public assistance, and the income tax threshold. Farmers will benefit from increased access to farmlands, fertilizers to the tune of $850 million, farming inputs, and machinery. Various issues were highlighted while requests were made for breeding stock, irrigation water for rice farmers, drainage and irrigation works, and black giant chickens.
So guys, I want you to take the opportunity and exhaust all the opportunities that exist, right? I want you to take advantage of this. There's a lot out there to offer. It's just that persons don't know how to get around it. I would want to advise persons in areas in your respective communities, if you're not involved in a farming group, please do get involved, where you have more easy access to what our to the benefits from the agriculture sector. If you don't, if your area do not have a farm group, I will advise you to get yourselves together into groups, and you will have more easy access to the benefits through the Ministry of Agriculture. The ministry is focusing on more on working with groups instead of individuals. This is not like before under the previous administration, where one individual used to benefit a whole lot and the people is being left without. So that is why the government through the Ministry of Agriculture is emphasizing for persons to get involved, work together as a group, because you can have more benefits in a timely manner as well as a group instead of an individual. Get yourself into groups. If you don't know how to get yourselves into group, I can share my information. When I add you to that chat group as well, I can share all information with you. I saw somebody message me as well asking about how do you form a group. It's simple. You need at least nothing less than 11 members. You have your chairman, your vice chairman, your secretary, your treasurer, your secretary treasurer, and your committee members, right? And you put yourselves into a group. When you're ready to get registered, you can make contact with me directly on 6110200, and I can make arrangements in having those officers to reach to your location based on your geographics, wherever you are. And they can have your group registered, being entered into the system, which gives you the rights now to benefit. And when I said give you the right, it doesn't give you the right to bully because you're a group, but it gives you the right as a citizen, and also as whether you're a large, medium, or small scale farmers, whether you have a kitchen garden, it is good to get involved in groups. Get yourself involved in groups and benefit. Take advantage. Especially we have a $1.1 trillion budget for 2024. And you can see a big chunk of that has been placed in the Ministry of Agriculture, because the president is emphasizing and is calling out people to get involved in the food security for Guyana, because now farming is not only for us to benefit Guyana. There are countries from different parts of the world who have high demands for our food. You understand? They have demands for cabbage, peppers, belange, okra, pumpkins. These are things that are marketable. And I can tell you as well, when you involve in a group, people complain they're not having their stuff or having market for their stuff. When you involve in a group and you register through NARI assists you in getting markets as well, providing that you have quantity and quality, because that is important as well, right? So I want to emphasize and I want to encourage persons, get involved, make yourselves into group. Feel free to contact me anytime. I can share that information with you free of cost, right? I'm so passionate in putting groups together. This is one of my key area. This is one of my field, and I can assist you and get you active as soon as possible. So feel free, make contact with me. Guys, I want to say tonight, it was a pleasure having every one of you here. And I must say good night once again to Omar, Devi, Mike Beckham, and all the others. I'm not seeing your names, but I'm seeing it showing up as Facebook users. Pleasant good night to everyone. And I must say, I had a wonderful week with you. We had an entire week of program. I think it was only one night I was missing, but I'm here. So let us continue to support each other. Let us continue to support our teachers as well. They need our help, because right now they have been placed in a drifting boat in the sea, in the center of the ocean, where they have no land to dock. And that is where the GTUs put them. So let us pray for them. Let us keep them in our prayers, because we know they need us as well as much as we need them. So thank you guys once more. Do have a splendid weekend. Stay safe with your family. Talk to your neighbor. If you and your neighbor not talking, tell your neighbor that, look, let us talk, because we want to put a farmers group together, because we have things that can benefit us. We can plant our own food. You understand? We can have farmlands, right? So talk with your neighbors, invite them, put yourself in the group. Feel free to make contact with me, right? And for those persons, if you haven't seen this program from the beginning, please do take it from the top, look at it right through again, have all the information, contact me. And remember, I will add you to that group, the Guyana Small Farmers, right? And we will be in touch. Thank you guys once more. And I will see you on Monday, providing that I'm back on time. But definitely, I will see you on Monday. And do have a splendid weekend. Bye for now.
If I think about the ways you make me smile, I'd be sitting here and smiling for a while. Although I know I make you cry sometimes, your happiness is ever on my mind. I cannot repay for everything you've done, but my love for you burns brighter than the sun. No matter where my feet and mind may go, my heart will lead to you and you alone. Guyana, Guyana, I'll be holding on to you forevermore. Guyana, Guyana, may the blessings of God never leave your shore. A paradise so wondrous to behold, a work of art, your heart is gleaming gold. They sail the waters, soar above the trees, to find the gem between the mountains and seas. Your children all, we try though we may fall. We stand united now to heed your call. Our fathers fought the fights for liberty. Forever I'll defend Guyana free. Guyana, Guyana, I'll be holding on to you forevermore. Guyana, Guyana, may the blessings of God never leave your shore. Guyana, Guyana, I'll be holding on to you forever.